Alright folks, Jordan here at the Nutty Gnome Homestead. We're back. We're going to be doing a little bit of pruning on one of these raspberry or blackberry plants today. I've already started. Make sure you don't fall over. I've already started. Any of these older canes that are brown and woody, we're going to go ahead and cut out. They're not going to produce anything this year. They've already made their berries for their life cycle. It's just time to get these out. I don't want these in here because it's going to make for a tangled mess. All of our other berries are going to get intertwined with them, tangled up. So, it's really all this simple. Find the old canes here. I cut them off wherever I can, grab them, pull them out. Cut them off wherever I can, grab them, pull them out. Whenever I find a live cane that is suitable for making propagations, I'll go ahead and cut it and make the cuttings and stick them over here in a bucket. You do not want your cuttings to dry out at all. If they dry out, they're dead. There's no bringing them back. So, what we like to do, if I can get these untangled, I'll show you one of these canes here. These are some tip-layered propagations. They've already put in roots down there. A lot of these here were last year's canes. So I don't want these out here this far, but they're not hurting anything right now. Here in a couple of weeks, when the buds are just getting ready to break, they'll start swelling up. I will come in here and I'll cut these next to a node, and these will become transplants for further on down the fence row, or for sale or whatnot. This cane here, it is next to the fence. It has leaned out. I'll get this woven back into the fence. We try to keep everything nice and orderly. I don't want this any more than about 10 feet on both sides of the fence. That way so we can maintain it and collect the most amount of berries. But cleaning up this plant over here, there's all this dead cane from last year. It may seem like a lot of work, but it really goes by pretty quick. Cut the bottom of the cane. Occasionally it'll be tied up somewhere else. You got to snip it off, pull it out. Really makes the whole thing look so much cleaner, a lot more professional looking, and it makes getting your berries a lot easier. This also helps prevent diseases as well, mildews, rust, and whatnot. Good airflow helps prevent any of those from settling in on your canes. Now, how about we look at something for taking a cutting? So I got a cane here that is growing wrong direction. So I got a bud right here, and don't mind the cut, folks. These are thorn-nosed blackberries. I got tangled up in the barbed wire fence. So this node here is going to grow up. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to cut just beneath it, and I'm going to take this cane out, and I'm going to show you how we make these cuttings. So we got a cane. You can see all those little leaf scars and nodes coming out here. It's about 6 foot long. It's about the diameter of a pencil. Down here towards the end, I'm going to check for any kind of damage. If there's any damage, I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. I don't want to deal with anything that could cause issue, fungus, rot, mildew. I want to give my cuttings the best chance they possibly can. We got a natural divide down here at this break, so I'm going to cut just below this node here at a 45-degree angle. There's my cutting. That's about 8-9 inches long. There's multiple nodes on it. It's green wood. Should root fairly simple pretty quickly if we use a little bit of rooting hormone. You don't have to, but it does make the process a little quicker. I'm going to show you folks a couple different rooting hormones that we use here on the farm. I got a bucket of water down here. Like I said, I don't want my canes to dry out. Now, occasionally, Y's like that, where it comes out this way and that way, I'll just invert this upside down and bury that Y in the ground. One of those two will take root, typically, and it will produce another viable plant. But we're going to snip this off, find our next bud. Okay, so I like to snip them off flush or close to flush. Makes it easier for me to tell later on which end to stick in the ground. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. I want 4 buds per cutting minimum. I'm going to cut that. That's another one about right at 7.5 inches long. It's going to go right in the bucket. Got another Y here. We'll cut that off. I don't need it. Cut off our old leaves if they got any. They're not going to be producing right now anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut at a 45-degree angle. That lets me know which end goes into the potting mix. This is all there is to taking these cuttings. Whenever I put these in, my potting mix later, the rooting medium, they'll go on a heat mat and stay there a month, 6 weeks or so. There you go. They'll start putting out roots. We typically have success rate, when I pay attention to them and keep the moisture and humidity right, we usually have a success rate somewhere around 85% on these. The ones we put outside, the ones that we just put outside and try to let them do the rooting naturally outside, usually about 50%. So if you're not wanting to use any kind of rooting hormone or whatnot, do quite a few more to increase your odds of having success. I'm getting ready to do these blackberries, and then I got some figs I'm going to propagate, as well as some elderberries. So stay tuned for that. I'll be doing several more videos on that, as well as a couple of videos on rooting hormone.